Hiya. This week we tell the story of the 70s season that had it all. Scandal, controversy, heroes and villains, and of course some fantastic football. So sit back, relax and enjoy the action. Oh, Manchester United fans are especially welcome.
I'd like a change of government. I've said this before. I think Sir Alf should be Prime Minister. I think I'd rather him be Prime Minister than manager of the England team.
For English football, 73-74 was to prove a poignant season, with Sir Alf Ramsey's England having to qualify for the World Cup for the first time in over 10 years. Sir Alf was under pressure.
Well, it's part of my employment to be criticised, and I think as the national team manager, every move, every item of England's performance is going to be analysed, and so I'm in the limelight more often than not.
By contrast, Bill Shankly is supremely confident of his Red Army.
Never mind Europe. I'm glad I'm in Europe. It's been a great thing for Liverpool, great thing for the country. But this is our bread and butter, and this is the one that we want.
Kevin Keegan was becoming an Anfield giant.
Keegan, 1-0.
Leeds, devastated by another season of near misses, were clobbered with a £3,000 fine for previous misdemeanours.
Do you think this is going to affect your position as manager, Mr. Revie, at all? The way the team plays? We play good attacking football.
Motormouth Brian Clough thought Leeds got off lightly and claimed the FA could have cleared the game up in one foul swoop by relegating Leeds. On the pitch, it was Clough's derby who kicked off the season at home to Chelsea.
The power could have produced something then. Webster. Davis. McGowan. Well, I really don't think you could ask for a better goal to start the season with than that.
At Manchester City, Rodney Marsh's latest star-studded forward partner was Dennis Law, fresh from Manchester United, where he made his debut at home to Birmingham.
All five forwards up. Number 10, Francis Lee. Aimed at Bell, who got there. Law! What a moment for Dennis Law. Opens the scoring on his second league debut for Manchester City. Birmingham defence have done well in the absence of John Roberts. Oakes. Marsh. Hind in front of him. Looking for Law. The perfect finish to Dennis Law's perfect day.
Leeds had the only 100% record in the league as they went to Spurs.
It's Bremner! What terrible marking by Tottenham. A good ball, Charles for Lorimer. Here's Bremner! Maybe not showing what must surely be pleasure in his mind. Good return ball. Jones, Clark.
Liverpool had also got off to a good start, with Keegan and co firing at all cylinders as they met Chelsea at Anfield.
Certainly between Hughes and Thompson. Keegan! Cruikshank is on the 6-yard box and a penalty. Alan Hudson, the player, bringing down Keegan. And Keegan, the player who will take the penalty.
Referees are under strict instructions to stop goalkeepers moving before the penalty was taken, particularly against Liverpool.
And he does it!
As the replay clearly showed, Keegan should have put it in the other corner.
How much time have you actually got to move?
Well, usually try and cheat a bit as well.
Good save! This is a save by Baines!
And Jennings saves it. He went the right way, Pat Jennings.
A certain Mr. J. Hill had his own theory on how to stop these heinous crimes.
With my method, the method that I recommend, if you use your eyes to watch the goalkeeper's feet, you can use your ears to listen for the sound of the ball.
No movement there and well saved.
No movement.
Hey, I reckon
No problem.
it was as tight as it could be. You just do that as against...
And lo and behold, a new dance was born.
And I think that's as foolproof as any method you could use.
Leeds were still top, but Derby had crept into second when Big Mouth struck again.
You ever see 85% or perhaps 90% of chairmen talking? I would love a few chairmen on your programme occasionally. I believe the very sight of them brings the game into disrepute. And every time they open their mouths, it kills it.
Yeah.
Because the very thing that they've given me a lot of stick about over the years, about talking too much and going on television too much, these are the very people who can't put two words together.
Clough was forced to resign after a fallout with his chairman.
I think he's made a mistake of going on television, and the biggest mistake he's made, I think, of criticising and insulting personnel of the football world.
The players don't take well to the news, protest to the board, and then threaten to strike.
We just had a frank talk about Saturday, and Saturday's got to be on the minds of the players at the moment.
There's no thought at all of not playing on Saturday.
No, the players are playing Saturday, definitely. Oh, sorry, I can't answer no more. Sorry.
I mean, I was the captain at the time, and I think possibly at the time we went a little bit too far. But that was only in a sense because we wanted Brian Clough to be our manager, because we knew the success we'd had, and we knew the success that was going to come if he was to stay there.
Dave Mackay is appointed to replace Clough, but the fans are angry, and a petition is signed to reinstate Clough.
How do you feel about Dave Mackay being the manager?
No, what's up with that?
He's always been with us, and he's brilliant. He might have he might show off a bit sometime, but he's brilliant. He's brought this team up.
Nobody to touch him.
The players reluctantly turn out against Leicester with protests around the ground for Clough's reinstatement.
But here at the baseball ground, these supporters are more immediately concerned with the exit of Brian Clough and Peter Taylor and its effect on Derby County. And there in the stand is Brian Clough. And listen to the crowd. It was Newton, Davis, nice turn. This is Hinton, Newton's pushed forward as well. There's Davis, Hector! Here's Davis. Hinton. McGovern's on the far post. Oh, my word!
In the league, Leeds were still top and unbeaten as they faced Man City.
Donachie with him, and a corner. Between doing a Jack Charlton. Booth's header, baits his shots! And Paul McRae just couldn't have seen that.
October also saw the crunch come for England. Only victory against Poland would guarantee a place in the World Cup finals.
Hunter's got to make that. And he's lost it. Kadoka is inside McFarlane. Hughes trying to get back goal side. Domarski coming up square number 10. And it's there. Hunter had to make that challenge and he didn't succeed. And Domarski has scored. Now Peters. That's inside, surely. That is inside that happened. Yes, it is. A penalty. Penalty's been given. Clark against Tomaszewski, and England are praying. And he's made it! And we move into injury and stoppage time. And off the line! And put past! Curry. Peters is underneath it. Here's Bell. Will it come down? Off the line again by Bozanski. Giloro checking his watch. And the final whistle. And England are out of the World Cup. The end of an era here at Wembley.
To play Poland and play really, really well, and not be able to beat them was just devastated, really. You can go, I could sit here for another 2 hours and list all the chances we had and goal line scrimmages and whatever, and we just didn't get through. And you know, being England captain on that night was a great honour, but it was devastating not to be able to kind of take it on to be England captain for the World Cup, which was in Germany.
Failing to qualify, Ramsey was forced to quit. Joe Mercer took over as caretaker manager until a new appointment could be made. Mercer was almost apologetic about replacing Sir Alf.
Alf created something special. He created loyalty and a team spirit, which was never before. And obviously they're sad. Who wouldn't be? It's always sad when a champion hits the dust.
One team with no distractions were champions Liverpool, starting to find form, playing here in white against Arsenal.
Going to be hit across. Highway, blocked by McNabb. Away by Simpson. To Hughes. That's a good angle. Oh, what a screamer from Emlyn Hughes. Toshek. The smiles on the face of the Liverpool players. Totally disconsolate Bob Wilson.
Tommy Docherty brought back George Best, more in hope than expectation.
When all's said and done, I've only been training for 4 weeks. I feel fit. I mean, maybe not 100%, but getting on towards it. So I hope they're not expecting too much.
He's coming back because I think he's ready. I don't expect him to be the George Best of 2 years ago. But I think in half a dozen to another 8 games, he won't be the George Best of 2 years ago. In fact, I think he'll be an even better player than he was.
Chivers. Oh, fine goal. Best. Chance for the shot. And it was flicked home by Kidd. Oh, Best getting all the congratulations. One Spurs player on the edge of the wall is Pratt. And it could well be a little touch is going to give Chivers the chance of a shot. Knowles, in fact. Beauty! Oh, beauty! Free kick was direct anyway, of course, for the handball. So Peters seemed poised for the shot, and Knowles came in from the other side to curl in an absolute beauty.
But off the field, Bestie was running into more trouble after being accused of hitting a woman in a nightclub.
According to Mr. David Gandy, prosecuting, George Best behaved like an arrogant, ill-mannered bully. Without any real justification, he said, and after a squalid verbal interchange in a city centre pub in the early hours of the morning, Best hit the girl a violent blow in the face, fracturing her nose. Now, the girl herself told how she was accused in the club of calling Best an Irish navvy. Then Best asked her why she didn't go to another restaurant where prostitutes hung out.
We weren't blessed with too many good players. And Sir Martin Parker and I had a chat one day, and it was on their suggestion. They thought it'd be a good idea to bring George back. Well, I was for trying anything because we were a bit desperate.
With 18 games played, Leeds were top and unbeaten, and just 1 game short of Liverpool's record. But Reevy remained cautious.
We don't like talking about records. It's like a good golfer when he gets the ball going well on the first 9 holes. Everybody starts talking what you're going to do on the back 9. Good golfers concentrate on 1 hole at a time. We concentrate on 1 match at a time. We'll do our best on Saturday to equal Liverpool's record, but making predictions, no.
Beatty underneath. Not a good header, straight to Yorath. And he scored, Terry Yorath. What a disaster for Ipswich. Norman Hunter. Yorath. Jones. And another. Clark. Rooney just inside. Yorath on the far post. Clark going it alone. Goal number 99 that he scored for Leeds United. 3-0 to Leeds in the 88th minute.
The only team anywhere near Leeds in the league are Liverpool, in 2nd place, who meet struggling Man U now in the relegation zone.
3 Liverpool players in the area. There's Keegan. Stepney and Waddle. Highway! And somehow, did it or didn't it? The referee is coming over to talk to the linesman. Got a feeling it could be a free kick against Highway. Highway came in, Waddle was there, Stepney was watching it come down.
The replay showed it was the hand of United's keeper Alex Stepney. Nothing was going United's way.
Waddle, Highway! to delight the crowd.
Despite Liverpool's win, they were still 8 points behind Leeds in the league.
As Prime Minister, I want to speak to you simply and plainly about the grave emergency now facing our country. In the House of Commons this afternoon, I announced more severe restrictions on the use of electricity. We are limiting the use of electricity by almost all factories, shops and offices to 3 days a week.
The advent of the 3-day week brought a floodlight ban and the introduction of Sunday football for the first time in history. Despite large crowds, religious groups were not happy with football being played on the Sabbath and protested outside the grounds.
We believe it's a breaking of the fourth commandment of God. I know that much has been said during the past week, and indeed one of the editors of our leading daily newspapers remarked that the churches had not protested on theological or scriptural grounds. I feel very sad about this because I believe that the fourth commandment is part of the moral commandment of God.
It's against the way of life to Englishmen, in my belief. I think the average Englishman considers Sunday a day of rest where he just wants to do what he wants and possibly be with his family more than what he does any other of the 6 days of the week.
In the third round of the FA Cup, legendary cup giants Hereford, now in the third division, drew with West Ham at Upton Park and took them to a replay at home.
West Ham finding themselves some space. Lampard. Best on the far post. And that's a good goal by Clyde Best. There's Evans. Penalty. David Wallace pointing straight to the spot. And he really had no doubts at all, the referee. 1-1. Comes to Tyler. There's Jones. Yes! Alan Jones has scored! And again, a repeat of the scenes 2 years ago with the Hereford pitch invaded by supporters.
In another replay, Newcastle, after drawing with Hendon at home, replayed at Watford.
There's McDonald. His head well then. Taking on Deadman. White foot shot is on and a good one! Fine goal by Malcolm McDonald. Hibbins. Oh, yes! Oh, what a cracker. McDonald off the post. But did he handle it? Yes, he did. Handled on the line. And so a penalty. 3-0. Gibb. The Deadman behind him. Well used to Kennedy. Tudor.
February began with round 5 and Newcastle in yellow facing what looked like an easy cup tie against West Brom.
Tudor forward in the inside right position. McDonald in the centre forward position, just left of the penalty spot. Pulling away. Here's McDonald! They lost him. Moncur done a lot of tidying. Smith, who's done everything well right from the moment he came on. McDonald, Tudor, Barraclough. Clark
What a good ball to Barraclough. Tudor!
The first thing I really want to say is this.
Future England manager Bobby Robson's Ipswich went to Anfield with some fear and loathing of Shankly's Invincibles.
Stick together, work hard, play as a side, don't get your heads down, play for the first goal. If the first goal comes your way, get the match. All the best here. Now's the time. Do it now. Come on, guys. Good luck, son. Stick together. You're going to the centre of the field, guys. Stick together, Dave. Come on, guys.
Waiting for the support, and there it is, Brian Hall. Callaghan. Callaghan stringing for the middle. Leave the Hall, it's a good one. Hall shot, it's there. Off the post. Bosworth spun away from his foot. Waddle. Talbot going with him. Come through. It's come right through. Keegan. There it is. He was a bit lucky to get it.
Last year's cup final losers Leeds obviously fancied their chances against second division Bristol City, but a draw in the first game had them worried.
Good ball. Fear is through. Leeds defence absolutely wide open. The ball played through beautifully by Jerry Gow, and Keith Fear finishing that off so coolly.
Bristol played exceptionally well on a day. They battled hard, and of course they beat us. It was sad, but it made a lot of other people in the league happy that we were out of the cup anyway.
At the top of the First Division, Liverpool are beginning to threaten Leeds' grip on the title. And March 1974 sees Harold Wilson return to Downing Street as the Labour Party wins the general election.
I'm free. I'm free.
Wilson have 10 matches to play. 6 of those are away from home, and the gap will still be 8 now. Here's Toshak. Highway, if he can get through, and he can! And suddenly those faces altogether different. The hands being waved in the air, the voices going at full throttle, and the picture completely changed.
The gap was now down to 4 points, and Leeds were becoming jittery.
And after losing at Liverpool, and then we've had the shock result of getting beaten at home by Burnley, which has really narrowed the gap for them. And obviously, you know, we are concerned about them now. And it's a 2-horse race after being really a 1-horse race at one time.
Liverpool had to switch their attention to the Cup, with a semi-final against Leicester, which frustratingly went to a replay.
That's Patosha. He got it. Keegan feeding off him. To Highway. Set up on for the cross. Toshak was deep. And it's there! The ball went loose. Brian Hall was in there, but it seemed to ricochet in the first minute of the second half. That's for Keegan. What a goal! Ball back for Toshak. He's on his own. Shilton left. 3-1. And Liverpool are through to Wembley.
In the other semi, Burnley met Supermac & Co., egged on by the Geordie masses. Despite their wobble, Leeds remained top, as they had all season, and played Derby knowing the pressure was on Liverpool.
Jordan to Brenda. That's a a good ball for Lorimer. 1-0. And just the goal that Peter Lorimer wanted. One of the most disappointing sequences that Leeds have had. It's Peter Lorimer's first goal in the league, apart from penalties, since the 8th of September. Cherry with the free kick. It's Bremner! That's it! And Leeds have done exactly what they did in the first half. They've come out of an uncertain period, out of defence, and they've snatched a goal.
And with Liverpool failing to win any of their last 4 games, Leeds went to QPR on the penultimate Saturday to be crowned as champs.
That team is as good as any team that's ever played in British football. I'm not just saying it because I played with them. I'm saying it for their sake, because nobody will say it about them. Everybody's got a down on Leeds United, and that particular year they had a down on them. But I wouldn't have anybody say anything else. I think that, I mean, I've seen a lot of football from the early 40s, and that team that Leeds United had was one of the strongest, if not one of the best teams that this country's ever had.
Leeds won the league by 5 points, staying in top spot all season. Meanwhile, at the bottom, Man U stared relegation in the face. Thousands queued up for the Manchester derby, with United needing victory to stay up. Their fate was sealed by a backheel goal by ex-Red Dennis Law. However, the everlasting memory of the game was crowd trouble, which meant the match ended prematurely. The result stood, and United went down. Newcastle fans were in good voice en route to the cup final against Liverpool. But there was trouble in and around the ground, mirroring the players' war of words. Supermac predicted Liverpool's downfall.
We're a tremendously attacking side, you know, and we just keep going forward all the time. Bobby Moncur's got a 6 on his back. He's classed as a sweeper. He makes these tremendous breaks down the left-hand side, completely splitting the opposition up. And yet we let no goals in. And this is why I feel that we've got every chance of winning the cup.
I thought, well, if we can't beat this side with one player, and then to top it all, he started mouthing what he was going to do to me and Smitty at the back. You know, he was going to murder us. We didn't have pace. We couldn't jump. He was too quick. He was too strong, you know. And that was just meat and drink for us, like, you know.
Bobby Moncur on the near side, Emlyn Hughes. On the far side, Ray Clements, followed by Alec Lindsay. This is the other goalkeeper, Willie McFall. Terry McDermott, born in Liverpool, for years a Liverpool fan, and now in opposition against them in the final. Paul's gone wide. Ryan Hall. They're really attacking Frank Clark in the second half. Toshak with Howard. Howard won. McDermott. He gave it to Lindsay. Liverpool throw. And Shanks' army, this Liverpool side, swarming forward now. Hall. Keegan! Goals pay the rent, and Keegan does his share. And now the instructions come from the bench. Good flick by Toshak to Highway. Could this be 2? Yes! Jim Smith's face in the foreground says it all as the Liverpool bench celebrates and the supporters get ready for the party. And the place seems to be swarming with red shirts. Lindsay. Keegan.
Callahan's available behind Keegan. Beautiful ball to Smith. He didn't have to move to get it. Paul to Smith. Highway, Liverpool showing the party pieces. He wasn't offside. Smith. Yes! Keegan second. And Newcastle were undressed. They were absolutely stripped naked. It's all over, he's saying. He's just waiting for that final whistle to go to get to his players. And it's gone. Shank salutes the supporters. The players from Liverpool celebrate as well they might.
I did actually feel sorry for Malcolm after the game because he never had a kick of the ball, never touched the ball in 90 minutes, but Newcastle never touched the ball in 90 minutes. It was embarrassing.
A moment to savour for any player. Her Royal Highness Princess Anne, and the cup belongs to Liverpool.
In the UEFA Cup final, Spurs met Feyenoord.
Christensen. De Jong, Christensen, wrestle to his right. That's a great ball to De Jong. What a superbly made goal. De Jong, the scorer.
The Tottenham fans went on the rampage after losing, and Spurs became the first British club to be banned from Europe because of hooliganism.
What happened to you then?
What with? What were you doing at the time?
Watching football.
But it's something that you feel pretty sorry about what happened yesterday.
Oh, extremely. I mean, we've never been involved in anything like this before, and we don't want to be involved in it again. And all I can say is that it's a tragedy for our club.
So despite the determined efforts of players, managers and directors to bring the game into disrepute, it was the fans who finally set the seal on football's